So this guy out of North Carolina, we had covered this story prior. You know, he ended up killing his teenage daughter. He's been sentenced to death, which is a good sentence. It's after being convicted last week of murder as well as violation charges against her. Yes, he violated his own daughter and ended up killing her. Now, authorities said Joshua Lee Burgess, 35 years old, walked into the Union County Sheriff's Office in August of 2019 at approximately 9:24 a.m. and described the details of the brutal crime to dispatchers. Said a press release from the sheriff's, it said at that time offered further details. Said once the dispatcher began inquiring about his name and searching for possible arrest warrants, Burgess told her she would not find his name and that he had just killed someone. Now, Burgess gave further details, including the address where the victim was located, as well as the victim's identity. Now, authorities later discovered the 15-year-old girl's body at his home. Now, the Union County District Attorney's Office said the father slit Zaria Burgess's throat after psychologically and sexually torturing her for 22 hours while she visited him for the weekend. Said Burgess reportedly lived with her biological mother, which would be a black woman, obviously, as we could see here. And said court documents show Burgess strangled his daughter before the sharp force injury to her neck, which medical examiners ruled the cause of death. It said the crime stunned the community. Said the defendant in his case, Joshua Burgess, is the essence of evil. Oh, yes, he's evil, and stole Zaria from friends, family, and the local community, according to Union County Sheriff Eddie Cathy. Now, he said that while we know Zaria is forever gone to us, we hope that today's verdict helps to bring some closure to Zaria's family and friends, and will continue and say to keep them in our prayers each day. At the time, Cathy found it difficult to wrap his head around the details of the incident. He told the local media that the details of this murder are so indescribable. He said every officer and detective involved in the case is feeling the effects of what happened to this child, that there's no logical answer to explain why this evil devil did what he done to this child. Now, the jury took just 3 hours before sentencing Burgess to death on June the 3rd for 1 count of first-degree murder. So he was also convicted of 1 count of statutory violation, 3 counts of statutory violation offense, and 1 count of first-degree exploitation of a minor in a violated way. They said the Union County District Attorney's Office said he must serve a minimum of nearly 76 years in prison for those offenses. It said this was truly an explicitly heinous, atrocious, and cruel killing of an innocent child, and said this case was emotionally taxing for everyone involved, so we continue to grieve with and pray for Zaria's mother. The district attorney had said. Now, he said Zaria was bubbly and bright cheerleader and a member of her high school's marching band and dance team. Zaria's cousin, Datasha Wadsworth, told reporters back in 2019 that Zaria was a fun-loving girl who liked to spend time with family and make everyone smile. Now, investigators said Burgess pointed to several motives for killing his biological child, but the driving factor appeared to be lust and control. Let me tell y'all something. Some of these zaddies out here, if you look at who's the leader of touching children and doing things to children, who's arrested the most, is zaddy. If you look at who violates the most in this country, is zaddy. It's them, okay? We have seen so many stories where zaddies have done things like this to children. Maybe not going that far, like end up killing. This was his own child. And he did this to this child, and this was sick. So when y'all out here dating these zaddies, y'all need to take consideration of who y'all fooling with. I know some of you want to be rebellious and new, do you? But what I'm trying to tell you is be careful with these zaddies. Be careful, because you're getting involved with a community that has a long history of doing things like this. You look at what they done to our ancestors. When we was, came off those boats and everything else with us, we was dark skinned, even darker than me. We got all these light skinned black folks running around because of all the things that they would normally do to black women. We're violating them. All the history that you have was daddy. And then you want to get in a relationship with him. That's why for me, it was never a choice for me to get in a relationship with a white woman. We talking about white Caucasus Mountain white. We ain't talking about, everybody, if you ain't black, you're white. It ain't talking about that. You know, I know some of y'all on that now, but we talking about white. I just know that was never an option for me because I just know the history, and it was too much trouble with that for me to even consider something like that when I was a single man. You understand? So I just don't understand the logic in it personally. I just don't. But y'all need to be careful. Y'all need to be very, very careful. You know, this child didn't deserve that whatsoever, and made his, you know, death penalty case go quickly, you know, because, you know, how I feel about it, you know, okay, you convicted, shoot, no more than 90 days, you need to be out of here. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I say about this particular story. Is utterly sad. You know, I hate this happened to this baby, and it's sick.